What would be death for me would be to be a school photographer. Your creativity needs some variety. I hate it. I think we all do sometimes. Hate what? I hate my own work, my own photography. That might sound like a bad thing, but it's really a good thing. It means that you're growing or trying to grow creatively. In this video, I've got 5 ways to help you do that, to speed up this process, to make it easier for you. And I've got a bonus tip at the end that's kind of killer and maybe make or break for some of you. Let's get started. Welcome to the channel, Hayward here. Here we go. 5 reasons you might hate your photography and what you can do about it. Reason number 1, you might not like your photography or maybe even sometimes hate it, is you're not shooting for yourself. Now, if you subscribe to this channel, you know I'm a professional photographer. How can I say I want to always shoot for myself? Well, you have to. What you want to shoot and what you need to shoot have to come together and be going in a common direction for you to reach your potential as a photographer and to keep you from resenting what you're shooting over time. It happened to me early in my career quite a bit where I would say, I really don't want to shoot that for whatever reason. I just didn't feel like doing it, but I did it because of money. But you don't reach your potential that way. If you're shooting things that you have to do, you're really far from your potential, and obviously you're going to start to not enjoy what you're doing. Bring together the want and the need, and you will be successful. Reason number 2 you might not like your photography or sometimes even hate it is that you're not dealing with lighting. That's another thing. If you've watched any of my videos, you know lighting is a big thing for me as a photographer. It's far bigger than cameras and gear and anything else. You have to come to grips with learning to light or learning to appreciate light, find light in nature where it looks beautiful, where it works, where you can turn it into a beautiful photograph. You either have to find it or make it, but you have to come to grips with it. You must embrace lighting. Lighting is the first half of photography. It's photons. Otherwise, you may begin to not like your photography over time, just be tired of it, not want to do it anymore. Some photographers, if they don't embrace this, really will go away from photography at some point. All right, reason number 3, you're too darn worried about your camera. You can't think about creating a piece of art while you're worried about whether you've got the right camera or you wish you had another camera or something like that. That will kill it, and it will breed resentment. You will become frustrated. You will be aggravated. At the very least, you won't be reaching your potential as a photographer. At the worst, it can lead you down a road of maybe giving it up entirely. I know many people who have very expensive cameras, really more expensive than the stuff I use for work, who don't do much photography because they never got to enjoying the photography. It was always about the camera. Don't go that way. If you're in it for the photography, do the photography and leave the camera thoughts to another time. Reason number 4, you're comparing yourself to other photographers in a negative way. We all have to look at other photographers' work to decide what we like as a filter for our own work. Right? You say, I like this, I don't like that. If you're comparing yourself in a way where you say, well, I'll never be that good. Well, how can you possibly enjoy your photography? You don't know how good you can be. I'll tell you that right now. You have no idea how good you can be. As soon as you tell yourself you can't though, you won't. Because you'll do exactly what you tell yourself you can or can't do. Compare yourself constructively to improve your work, saying, I really like what that person does. Maybe I want to try it. Little bits at a time, you build yourself up, and before you know it, your work doesn't look anything like it did a year or two ago. That's constructive comparison. All right, reason number 5. You're not stretching yourself with enough variety. You might not have thought of this one. It really applies if you do a lot of photography, or if you do it for money, or if you do it for other people like commissions or exhibits or galleries. If you do a certain kind of photography all the time, it really increases the need for you to do other kinds of photography occasionally. I'll give you an example. What would be death for me would be to be a school photographer, a new head every 30 or 60 seconds, right? I wouldn't even be a photographer. Your creativity needs some variety. So for instance, what I did last year was I did a series of portraits of very prominent local people in my community who also did music to as a sort of stress reliever, or as a part of their life for this very thing I'm talking about. Like they're doctors and lawyers and politicians, but they played an instrument. So I got to do portraits of people in very different locations, and it challenged me. I had to work, one of them I had to work in a cave. I've never shot in a cave before, but boy did I learn a lot. And I enjoyed the challenge. It was hard. I enjoyed the challenge, and you will too, and you'll get a lot out of it. Your photography will improve. This year, I'm working with ballet students, and I've never done that before. It stretches me out. It gets me to do different things and learn different techniques. All right, this is the big one. It might not apply to all of you guys. This is that one killer thing that can kind of be a make or break. You're trying to make money instead of art. You might not all be professional photographers, but don't tell me you haven't thought about selling your work. And as soon as you do, it's like the work splits. What makes money and what you like to do. And it goes back to that first point I said. What you like to do and what you want to do, you have to bring them together. And it's even more important if you're using your photography as a way to make money. As a professional, I can tell you it is a constant source of tension. But you have to turn it into a positive source of tension. You have to find a way, or it won't work. Your work will be stale and repetitive and derivative, and people will see it. They won't pay for it. It's you. It's that unique you, like a fingerprint, that makes your photography, that you have to get into your photography in order to make it valuable and investment worthy for someone else. I realize all of you aren't professionals, but it may come a time where you may want to sell a piece or two of your work, and you'll experience this, so I hope this helps. In fact, I hope this entire video has helped you. It's something that happens to me often, where you get in a rut and you have to find a creative outlet. You have to find something, or you start to resent the very thing you love. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to talk to me in the comments. Until the next video, cheers.